Actually, that's kind of better, I guess. So we can make it a little sloppy.
Man.
Let's go. Yeah. We here. And we live. Yeah. Hey. Jennifer's body. Shout out to Megan Fox.
Yeah, she cute. Yeah, I think she hot.
Yeah. Imagine the things you do to get in that box. Yeah.
Hop in the whip. Yeah, we cruising, we dropping the top. Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna pretend that was the first take.
Man.
Congratulations. You found yourself in that strange part of the internet once again. But it's okay because you're here with us. My name is Chris.
And I'm Jonathan.
And this is the Death Taco Podcast. I'm kind of thrown off because I can't pretend that we didn't just do that. And we didn't fight with microphones for the past, 10 minutes.
Man, it took 7 tries, but.
So this one's going to be one of the first ones we're not doing live in a while, but fuck it. We're going to have fun still. So we kind of already had talked about that you're jailbait.
Yeah.
So you haven't seen this because this movie, Jennifer's Body, came out in 2009. And I would have been 16. So I was about the age you are right now when this movie came out.
Yeah, I was born in 03, so yeah, I was 6.
You know what I described this movie as? A fap trap.
What do you mean by that?
It's one of those movies that comes on at HBO at 1 in the morning.
Yeah, when all the kids are asleep.
Everybody's asleep. Parents are asleep. You're just there on the couch, and it's like, you know what? Why not? I'll catch up in a little bit. Hit pause. Go to the restroom. Get a Kleenex. Keep watching.
Yeah, come back and resume.
Yeah, dude. I forgot. I haven't seen this movie in a long time, bro. I forgot how bad Megan Fox is.
Oh yeah, she's beautiful.
Primo, sir.
Man, that's top notch.
No, but so the lady that made this movie, her name was Karen Kuzma, and the writer was a lady named Diablo Cody. It's a fire name. There's 2 writers, but those are the ones that stuck out to me because they wrote that movie Juno. Remember that shit?
No.
You never seen Juno, bro?
No.
It was this huge movie about teen pregnancy that came out around that time. And Aeon Flux, the Evil Dead remake, Girl Fight. I'm pretty sure these are movies you haven't heard of.
Yeah, not one rings a bell.
Those were all these almost women empowerment type movies where the main character is a female, she's doing badass things. And just from this movie, I could kind of get that vibe. That's what this is.
I mean, she even said at the beginning of the movie, you're a girl, it's to show your boobs, and that's pretty much how she described it. Whenever they were at the beginning, the scene when they were in the bar or whatever at the concert, that's kind of how she described it. You have all the power because you're a woman, you have boobs.
It's true. You can't get a far way with just giant boobs. I don't know. It's a different time, man. Because, if you look at that movie compared to, now, I feel like those females dress pretty conservative compared to what it's out there now, bro.
Now it's females go outside barely wearing clothes.
Pretty much. All the females are just wearing these, skin-tight leggings and, just the smallest tops in the world and shit.
Don't even go all the way down. Yeah.
I wish I had a time machine. I'm not going to be young again, bro. I got cheated, son.
Yeah, our generation best.
Because the mid 2000s was people still dressed like they did in the 90s. Everybody just wore
baggy clothes,
baggy jeans, big ass sweaters and shit.
I mean, there's still some girls that can pull that off with baggy sweatpants and this and that, but it's rare.
Hey, but because of YouTube, bro, all these bitches makeup game is just on some god tier level now.
Man, I got kids start learning how to do makeup at 13 these days.
It was nothing like that, bro. When I was in school.
Yeah, then by the time you're 20, you know all the stuff. So you're doing makeup
Nah, back then, bro, bitches just looked like they got slapped in the face with glitter all the time. If they just before they walked out the door, they were just patted their cheeks, bro. That was as deep as the makeup got, and fucked up eyeliner and shit.
Nah, nowadays they gotta do. It takes a while for the females to get ready these days because all the makeup they put on.
But nah, man. So Jennifer's Body. Did you get the reference to what type of creature Jennifer was supposed to be?
like a demon, like something possessed her, or like, and now to enable to stay young, that she had to eat people.
Hmm. So I think the monster was supposed to be a reference to something called a succubus. You ever heard of that?
No.
So it's this like it's pretty much just a female demon, a very seductive, always trying to lure in men.
So that's why she only killed men in the show,
Yes.
because that's kind of the okay. I see. It's a little confusing, but now it's all coming. So she just okay. I get it now.
Yeah. So like she's I thought this was cool because there was a whole bunch of different elements, bro. Like there was the band that worships Satan. They sacrificed. They needed a virgin to sacrifice to become famous. That's the plot of the movie. And they choose Jennifer, thinking she's a virgin, but low key, this bitch was wildin'. And like this movie kind of shows this is what happens if you don't sacrifice a virgin to a demon, she becomes the demon. And that's more or less what like the whole plot of the movie is. But now because of that, I looked up like the history of what a succubus is. Cause to be honest with you, like I kind of vaguely knew what it was, but I didn't like really know. And after researching, I still don't really know. But like what I read pretty much was that back in like the 1400s, right? Say you were like a farmer living on a farm, and you know, every now and then you got to go on voyages, on trips. You got to go hunt. You got to go into town and shit, right? You got to leave
Yeah.
your family at the farm, okay? So these dudes, they would leave their families, and while they were on the road, they'd run into like a farmer's daughter, some bitch selling milk or some shit. And you know, a man's got to do what a man's got to do, right?
Yeah.
So they were really religious in this time. So the guilt was crazy. So they're like, oh, I gotta tell this bitch. And like they tell their boys, I gotta tell her what I did, and I can't hold it in. And their boys would be like, just tell her it was a demon. So these dudes would go home and they would tell their wives, honey, I ran into a demon, right? This evil she bitch. And she threw herself upon me and I couldn't pull her off because she had the power of Satan behind her. And that's pretty much like what I gather is the origin of this shit. Is these dudes that were like just cheating on their women and just pulled some shit out of their ass, and they were like, "You should have seen the fangs on this bitch."
Man, like just saying this, the demon's gonna make the whole situation better. Like,
Yeah, and back then, you know, there's no internet, there's no way to fact check, so these dudes' wives are legit like, "Oh my god, I'm so glad you're just home and you're alive."
so they got away with it.
Yeah, and I think that's what like the origin of like the succubus is. Mind you, there's hella shit talking about like this is a real thing. And there's all types of different versions of like what a succubus is. Like some people say it's like a ghost, actual demon. Sometimes it only bangs you and just bangs you. Sometimes it kills you. Those are like random like internet stories I've read about it and shit.
So it's like a 50-50 chance.
Yeah. Some dudes like summon it. Like some dudes go and try. They're like, yo, it's been a long summer. I need this.
Nah, bro. Nah, not summoning no demon. I'm good with the lotion bottle by my bed. I'm cool.
But nah, dude, like, so like, you think you've ever met females that have this energy? Like, you feel like low key they could be like they, because that's pretty much she was like stealing life force. That's what some interpretations of the succubus are. That's another thing. It could be a metaphor. Like a woman who's super aggressive, she tricks you into some shit and you smash, and then afterwards you just feel like drained.
Man, yeah. I mean,
Like even if she wasn't actually a monster, bro, some females do have that ability. I feel.
it's called the power. They got the power.
That's right.
That's what that's what it's called. Women got the power.
And we're just dealing it out left and right.
Man, a lot of it too. Coming by the boatloads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've met plenty of women that
You
got
met
the
your own
power.
succubus, son.
A couple of them.
But okay. So the location of this movie was Devil's Kettle, Minnesota, right? That was the name of the town, I think, or something.
Something like that.
So I looked it up to see if this was an actual place. It is. It's not a place, but it's a waterfall in a national park in Minnesota. And it's the same story. It's a waterfall that has this like hole the water goes down to, and they can't figure out where the fuck it goes to. Which I thought that was a cool concept too. However, they said in 2017, some scientists actually figured out they think that like the water just pops up in a river like a couple miles down the road and shit. But they still, even at like the end of the article, they're like, I'm pretty sure. I was like, wait, it said Saw, but this doesn't end like it's a for sure thing.
So they're guessing or
They're like,
they
we're
not
pretty
sure.
sure this is where it goes, and I'm like, it's not enough, you know.
It's not like you could throw a rock in there and it come out the other side.
Mm-mm.
You just how would they even track that?
You think they could, bro? Like a little mini GPS, like a little pill-shaped GPS. You tell me they don't got that and
Yeah,
just fucking see where it goes.
Man,
But
just
apparently, I mean, scientists have been working on it, so there's probably more to it that we don't know.
man, yeah, I guess something like that.
But still, that's a scary concept, bro.
You go down to not know where you're coming out of.
It's just a hole you don't know where the fuck it goes to, like on some 300 shit.
Man, you can go down there and maybe pop out in China or something. You never know.
Hey, that's the best place you could end up. Get a fucking bowl of rice, my guy.
Or a cup of ramen, one or the other.
Either that or fucking pitchfork in the butt from Satan.
I'm going with the China all day.
Man, bro, give me some fucking General Tso chicken, son.
Yeah, I'm going there. I'm taking all the crab ragoon.
Nah. But, so the main character's in the movie played by Amanda Seyfried. Her name was Anita, but they called her Needy.
Yeah,
Thought that was weird.
yeah. That's like I hearing it like I thought she was just like at first they were like needy. Like I'm like damn, she didn't need that much stuff. Like how's she like a needy person? But now I figured out it's just a nickname.
Calling that bitch out.
Yeah, I was like damn, they throwing shade off the flip.
I know. Like, they did that on purpose though, because a lot of this movie is about like her and old girl's friendship,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like technically the needy part of the relationship
Because she
like,
was more unpopular than
She was kind of latched onto her.
yeah.
And when I was looking up this movie, bro, I guess this is like a huge thing for like the gay community. Did you register that? Like there
No.
was, I didn't either, to be honest with you.
I didn't even see that.
That like old girl like wanted to bang her low key. I mean, they did
Oh
make
yeah,
out.
yeah. I didn't miss that part at all.
That was legendary, bro.
I had to watch it back a couple times.
That was that 1 in the morning scene.
Yeah, that's exactly. It was more 2 though. 2 in the morning.
Yeah. Did you? I guess I don't know. I wish like I would have got a female for this to like see if like, cause it's not like I'm gonna ask you like, bro, you got any boys that like you just look at really hard?
Yeah, I definitely.
I can't relate, you know.
Yeah, I can't.
But now like I guess just friendships and like power dynamics and how she followed around like Megan Fox's character all the time and shit.
Yeah, she
I
was kind of
guess-
like the shadow, kind of the whole until the the end where they kind of had that little brawl whatever in the pool. But other than that, she kind of stayed in the shadows the whole time. Like if I didn't read about it before I watched it, then I would never have guessed that she was the one that tried to stop Megan from, being the monster she is.
Mm-hmm. And another thing, right? So like, what do you think of the music? Was the music dated?
The music in the
Like the band played and shit.
that was that I don't know. They had like a rock and roll type of vibe to them, kind of
Mm-hmm.
like just the regular band type stuff. Like if I was listening to a band, that was kind of how I pictured a band would sound.
Like I said, I don't remember seeing this like at the time when it came out. But for me, when I was in school and this came out, it was very nostalgic because that's what a lot of the music sounded like at the time, that pop punk shit. Like how that one kid was dressed with the fucking bangs, the goth kid.
Yeah,
There was a ton of motherfuckers like when I was in school dressed like that. Like that was the cool thing at the time. Like the niggas with their nails painted, scarves, fucking like big ass black boots and shit.
no, it's way different now.
I know, like them motherfuckers were all over the place, bro. Now all those white kids would be like fucking skinny jeans and shit,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
banging out fucking Rod Wave and stuff.
That's mandatory. Rod Wave is mandatory.
Yeah, now he's like the soul music.
Yeah.
But no, that's what that reminded me of when I was watching it, and I forgot. Like pretty much that My Chemical Romance, Fall Out Boy. Even in Jennifer's room, she had a big ass Fall Out Boy poster to show like the time.
I actually did see that. Yeah, I did. She had a lot of posters in her room. Like, you could just tell from the posters in the room and the decorations in the room that is an older time. Like, you definitely see it's a different era.
Yeah, you'd have definitely seen like Juice World and XX Tentacion and shit. Like that would
Everywhere.
show like I'm deep.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how they do it nowadays. But So there was that, and then selling your soul for success. That's what the band wanted to do. They wanted to sacrifice somebody to become successful. Do you think you could ever do that?
Um, no, because I mean, whoa,
Whoa,
hold on, hold on,
whoa!
hold on,
Finish
hold on,
that,
hold on,
son.
hold on.
Finish that.
So, I don't know. It depends. Like I believe in that stuff. I believe that stuff really happens to this day, and I just don't understand. I don't understand how you could sacrifice somebody in your family, like how they say, like somebody close to you or somebody like I've heard like if you're sacrificing something to to the devil for fame, it's somebody close to you. I don't understand how somebody could do that. But in the movie, just a random person, like I could see people doing that a lot more. But family, I could never do that at all. That maybe for maybe something else, I might have to explore the options. Let's see what the money's looking for. I'll go find somebody real quick.
Well, no, like I think in them scenarios, are you talking about like Illuminati type shit? I think the way they get you is they don't tell you who they're gonna get. Like it's that story of say if a stranger walks into your house one day and he like puts a button on the table and he says, "You push that button, you're gonna have $1 million in your bank account in 5 minutes." Somebody random in the world's gonna die. Somebody completely random. It could be anybody in the fucking world, and you're thinking there's 6 billion people on this planet. Sure. Button, bam, your cousin dies, your grandpa dies, something like that.
Yeah, that I could never do that. I'd have to know, like, all right, bro, who's going out? Who's taking the fall for this? I have to know.
You're like anybody in prison, why not?
Yeah, yeah, not anybody I know.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's make sure it's a bad person.
Shit, bro. When I was in high school, man, I was hanging out with these females one time, and they were like some hippies. So we're all just drinking, bro, and out of nowhere, one of these bitches goes, "Hey, let me see your hand real quick. I read palms." She's like, "I look at the lines, and I could tell you like what your future is gonna be." I'm like, "Okay." I just wanted to touch my hand because I just wanted to touch the bitch. I was like, "All right, bet." She takes my hand. She's going, "Uh huh. Oh, you might work at a gas station someday." Da da da. Then I know where she goes, wait, this line right here? She's like, that means you could be Illuminati someday. And I remember I was like, probably will.
Just badass in the moment. Yeah, that's me.
I was like, for sure. I was like, I do make music. And I just always think about that whenever I hear like Illuminati stories or like, what would you do for fame and shit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and to some extent, like you do, like even me doing these, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting myself out there. I'm telling my stories. I'm selling all these private things low key. That could be my soul. And I could be, pushing that in order to propel myself into a more successful position.
Yeah.
So low key, we all do that kind of shit subliminally. Like you look back and you don't think about it at the moment, but there's always little stepping stones you're taking like that.
Yeah, definitely.
I wouldn't sacrifice a virgin though.
Oh, definitely not.
I wouldn't throw some random white chick in a hole.
Oh no! After stabbing her repeatedly,
Yeah.
yeah, that's definitely not the type of. I actually, speaking of that, like I'd make sure it was a bad person before because, I don't know, a couple days ago, I don't know if this is true, but one of my friends he did speak. And he told me that it's actually not a sin if you kill somebody who sins. Like it's not a sin. When I heard that, I was like, what? So if I find somebody that has committed a sin and he's a bad person and I kill him, I'm not going to hell. Like that type of see, if I was to sacrifice somebody, it'd have to be a bad person. Like that mindset. I'd have that mindset when I do it too. Okay, I'm not a bad person because this person is worse than me, and just do it that way.
I can see that. I'm not gonna lie. I operate like that myself. Like I got my own. I call it like a moral compass. Like as long as I can justify my actions to myself, I could do it. Like say if somebody like was to hurt somebody close to me, whether it be my kid, my parent, my girl, somebody like that,
Yeah.
no problem, on site. And I wouldn't bat an eye about it,
Man.
So it's the same thing. Like as long as you can justify it to yourself, that's all that really matters.
Yeah, I feel like that moral aspect has a big role in it.
Mm-hmm.
So is this morally right? If I can convince myself that this is morally right, then yes, it's right.
Wait, what if you would sacrifice a virgin and it was a guy?
Mm.
Mm.
See, if I said yes, that'd be sexist. So I'm not trying to get canceled. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and
You
say
got to
that.
find somebody that's in between.
Yeah, gotta find that gray area.
You know what I really liked was fucking I forgot how fucking fire Megan Fox's powers were.
Man, like she was just strong. She could jump. She could whatever. She
Bro, she was
heal.
like a goddamn anime fucking villain, dude.
Yeah, she literally took a like what was that, like a wooden like something sharp, and just cut herself, and it just automatically just came back together. I'm like, hold on.
You know, like the scene where she was in the swimming pool towards the end of the movie, and she like levitates
Levitated
out of the
up.
water, bro, and her dress is just dragging in the water.
Yeah, and the old girl was like something about her levitating. She just caught her out on it. She said, "You're always trying to put me on the spot or try to one up me or something like that."
Yeah, that was cool as fuck. Like, I like how the dialogue was still like they were being catty, bro. Like, it was almost like Mean Girls inspired. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Like there were teenage girls just bitching at each other, but like the fucking cinematography of that, of like her, the image of her just floating out of the water, bro, was like a Resident Evil villain you'd see in a video game.
yeah. I was definitely surprised by that. That definitely caught me off guard because she just came up out the water like just up like this, and I'm like, okay, she got powers like that.
Yeah, because like whenever I like something in a movie, I always audibly say out loud, I just go, "That's fire." Or that's that shit. Like, I like it.
Like I did like that part. I ain't even gonna lie. Like when it's just the way they portrayed her image when she did that, and she didn't just go up and come down. No, she stayed up there for the whole scene. She was on that harness the whole time.
That's right. And the one thing I don't like, I've universally, bro, I do not like when like movies do the contorted face thing, like when the mouth opens up and there's teeth.
Oh, I hate that. Like I don't. It's just like it's creepy. It's like it's real creepy.
Well, it's creepy for you, but I've seen it so many times that for me, it's like it takes me out of it. I'm like, okay, these are special effects.
Yeah, it's corny.
Like
Kinda
this is
you.
CG, like it's computery.
Yeah, like it's just it's getting old because you see the same thing. Yeah, it's crazy. It's creepy for me because it's like, when you see it, it's like all them teeth open up and the mouth comes up wider. Like, hey, that's not supposed to do that.
What's he doing?
Hey, stop that.
Nah, dude. But so overall, like, what'd you think of the movie?
I think, as I told you, that movie was crazy. It was crazy, but like in a badass way. Like Megan Fox being the main character. Yeah, they definitely couldn't pick a better person to play that role, especially in that time and era.
Yeah, bro. I think during that movie, she was probably like 25,
Yeah,
23. So
really young still.
man, she just fit that role perfect.
Man, like if I seen her now, she was still 20. Yeah, I'd have to tap in with that.
Shoot your shot.
Yeah, even if I just keep shooting. I just keep shooting until eventually one go in, or I'm blocked, one or the other. I'd have to. It's mandatory.
I think nowadays, bro, it's more common to see females like that bad at school. Or am I tripping?
Oh no.
No? They're
You're
not there?
No. They are. You're not tripping. No, they're there, and especially in some areas more than others.
Yeah, bro. Because in my time, there was more needies than like Megan Fox's by far.
No.
Now it's like switched.
Like Megan Fox is all over. Like there's Megan Foxes all over Texas. I know that for sure. That's where I want to go. When I retire, I'm going to Texas.
You want to go to Texas?
The beach, bikinis, and Megan Foxes everywhere. That's the life.
I'm gonna have to change my like retiring spot now.
Man, and it's not just like picture a Mexican Megan Fox. Yeah.
Wait, what's crazy though, bro, about like Megan Fox in this movie is she wasn't all that like curved up though.
It was before she definitely developed more throughout the years, but
even back then, bro, she was still
She was
bad.
still- yeah.
Bitch just got a like obnoxiously pretty face.
yeah, I think that's how there's girls like that these days. Like they have a pretty face, but their body's just like this, straight.
We'll take those two.
He said, "Take them where we can get them."
So like her like killing method in this movie, right, was she would like pretty much just come on to dudes and be like, "Yo, I need you to meet me in this like really random like a secluded area."
Yeah, that's definitely the first red flag.
I thought it was gonna be my follow-up question: is how many of those scenarios are you getting caught up in? She says, "Hey, let's go to the woods, and then I'll smash out there."
Oh no, I had this one. I had this one. Picked me up and we went to this dark alleyway. I'm talking real dark alleyway, and it's just secluded, just straight bumpy road for about 5 minutes. And you come to the end where it's blocked off and it says no entry, and so they back up to there, and then we get to business, and it's the creepiest spot ever because you can't. It's dark outside. It's pitch black. It's like 12 a.m. She had to sneak out the house, so it was late and it's really dark and you can't see outside the window. So when you get in the back seat, you gotta reach in the front to hit lock because you don't know what's opening that door.
Put a little fucking picture of Jesus on the headrest, bro.
Man, you have to hit lock and make sure them doors are all locked because something opens that door. It's not gonna be pretty.
You gotta try not to wake up the homeless dude sleeping by the dumpster right next to your car.
Or a sucker bitch pumping up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's not even the creepiest place either. I did it in front of a cemetery.
In front of a cemetery?
Yeah.
Like in a car or on the grass?
No, I'm not that bold. In the car. Doors locked. The same drill.
Oh, man, dude, you died in all these scenarios, dog.
Yeah, I feel like I was kind of scared a ghost was going to pop up on me.
Oh, bro, the cemetery one especially. That's just like asking for the juju, my guy.
Man, hey, it was successful and it happened more than once. The same place.
I'm not going to lie, dude. Like, back in my day, I did have a girl one time who lived in these apartments, right? And she was like, hey, let's link up or whatever. I'm like, cool. And she was like, but we gotta, we can't do it at my parents' apartment, so we gotta go to this abandoned unit where this guy just died. And so, like, there's a broken window. We climb in through this broken window in the back of this apartment complex, and there's literally just magazines covering the entire floor, like 2 feet deep.
Like hoarder type of
hoarder type shit.
Yeah.
Fucking porn magazines, all kinds of shit.
I'll snatch me a couple of those on the way out.
I did. I took a clock that I kept in my basement for a long time. But I remember we did it there, bro. And that same thought was in my head. I was like, oh, dude, something's definitely following me home. Either that or like fucking flicking my butthole. Like in the middle of the act.
No, I did that in the abandoned house too. Is no front door, but when you walk in, they still have the couches in there. But graffiti all over the walls. The people throw parties there.
Like a giant pentagram on the wall.
Yeah, and it's just like graffiti everywhere. Couch is still there, so we got bring your own blanket. But
shit, man. So easily we both could have got murdered by a succubus like multiple times in our youth.
Definitely. But at the end of the day, I'm alive and it was worth it.
Beat the demons, son.
Man, I'm a demon slayer.
Clapping demons left and right.
And living to tell the story.
Shit, man. That was gonna be a follow-up question. Was like, how many times have you personally been like led in them type of scenarios? But low key, bro, like I would assume because you have so many of these stories, right? And I called you jailbait, bro, because you're a pretty motherfucker. But
oh yeah, and I'm young. I get told that all the time.
So in the context of this story, I think you're Jennifer, bro, and you're the one just luring these bitches into these like horrible spots.
Oh no! It wasn't my idea. I mean, the cemetery was my idea, but the alleyway was not my the dark alley in the abandoned house was not my idea. They was just bro, they was last resorts.
If it wasn't the alley, you would have had them bitches in the back of an Arby's or some shit.
Yeah, it's better there than there. Yeah.
So you're the succubus, like in the context of this story.
Oh
man.
Yeah, most definitely.
I think that's called an incubus. So you're the incubus, bro.
Something like that.
But nah, dude. Overall, I actually really fuck with this movie.
Yeah, me too. I actually would watch it again, and I don't like watching movies twice, but this is one of those ones where it's like I have to go back and. Well, I think that fight scene at during the pool wasn't a lot, but it was just right, because it's like, okay, we wounded her, and she left. All right, let's try to help you, but then he ends up just dying. Okay, then she just ends off with her screaming for help. I think that was the perfect way to end that scene, because it would have been lame if they would have just killed her there instead of how she actually killed her.
Mm-hmm.
In the movie, I think it would have been lame if they would have just killed her there and it just ended like that. That would have been weird. But the way that they made that scene go on and her leave right after she gets hit, stabbed or whatever with that big ass pole, and then later on her coming into her house like a badass flying through the window and just stabs her.
Yeah, that was one thing. Actually, I was gonna say that I didn't care for. It was like I liked, like you said, how it didn't end in the pool and it like rolled over to her bedroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like though how it seemed like she killed her too easy.
Yeah, I think that I think it was an easy kill, but I don't know what it had to do with that necklace that she had on. Why everything stopped when it took that off.
Well, because she had given her the necklace, I think, when they were kids, right? So that was like something that like represented their friendship. So as soon as the necklace broke, that was kind of like supposed to symbolize that like their friendship was actually fucked.
I don't understand how. But one thing I did see in the movie that I didn't understand, excuse me, is that why is why whenever the necklace came off, her powers just stopped.
I think that was like her will.
And there, like, 'cause I noticed in the movie, like when she was kissing her boyfriend, like before the pool scene, like she felt it on her lips. She can feel it, and they had like some type of feeling that where they were connected. So when the necklace was snatched off, is that like cutting off the connection to the demon connection to the world or what? Like, because when they did that, the powers just stopped.
I think that's the one thing that confused me. I'm gonna come back to that, right? But the bigger question to me is how much of the demon was actually Megan Fox and how much of it was the demon?
Yeah, that's
Because that's what threw me off, right? Well, like, was she 100%? Was it like 50-50? She could jump in and out? Or was it all the demon just like taking Jennifer's fucking wants and shit?
yeah. Because if it was just a demon, she wouldn't even have any memory.
Yeah, she wouldn't have gave a fuck about the necklace and all that shit.
Or it would have killed her in the beginning when she went to her house when she had her against the wall. She could have easily just killed Needy then, but she didn't.
I think, like I said, so I think when the necklace broke, that was Megan Fox kind of realizing like what she had done and kind of going like, all right, you can kill me now.
Yeah, maybe.
Like I've gone too far. My friendship is fucked.
I just killed all these people. Just end it now.
That was like how I interpreted that part. But yeah, like I said, that was something that bothered me because at the end of it, I felt bad for Jennifer.
Yeah, I definitely did too. I was like, damn, why she just die?
Like,
Come back.
It's too bad to die, bro.
This can't be how it ends.
I would have fed her a couple more people.
Man, I would have kept her in my basement for a little bit and just tamed her.
Kept her tied up.
Something like that. Had to contain her somehow.
Keep her trapped. So there was a whole nother plot that was kind of random about how like the band was like living off the publicity of shit they didn't do, and a lot of people started to like idolize them, right? And the only one who wasn't falling for it was old girl Needy.
Yeah, I noticed that she never liked them.
Well, because I mean, she like really knew them.
Oh yeah.
And everybody else had like built them up to be something that they clearly weren't.
Oh yeah, especially after Jennifer told her what happened. I just think that because at the end of the movie, you know how it ended, like whenever she's like says something about they're gonna die or something like that, or she was on the way to the show and it's gonna be the last show.
Oh yeah, she smoked them all.
Yeah.
Did you see that in the credits?
Yeah, in the credits, and she go in there and just lay the whole house down. I think that was the most badass part, even though they didn't even show it like that.
You know, I have issues with that. I've talked about that in other movie reviews before. That there's certain characters that I feel like can't pull off the badass shit.
Yeah.
And old girl didn't do that for me. You know, like how when she's in like the prison at the beginning, and they're like, "Oh, she's a kicker," and she's all kicking motherfuckers and shit.
Yeah.
Like it didn't register to me. Like yeah, she could kill us, but like I didn't believe it.
Yeah, like you gonna have to show me that. Like if I seen her and I heard what like if I heard like she did this and that and I seen her, I wouldn't believe it. But then she really gonna have to kick your ass.
Yeah, because like Megan Fox, like I could see it. Like you know, like think what are some movies with like strong badass females that you know of?
I don't know. I haven't watched very movies lately.
Well, because there's like classics, like the old Alien movies.
I'm trying to think.
With the aliens where like the thing comes out of their mouth.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
There's
about.
always females at the head of those. Those are always universally pretty cool. The Halloween movies, Michael Myers, the girls running from the nigga.
I was gonna say old cliche old superhero movies and stuff, women are the badasses of the story, or
like Black Widow and stuff.
or Jessica Jones. You ever seen that?
Yeah. Like, see, I believe that because that bitch look angry as
Yeah,
a
she look.
motherfucker,
Hey,
bro.
she does. She do look like she carry everything with a grudge.
That's my type, bro.
Me too. I like them aggressive.
I like the little pale brunette, angry,
Nah. See, I like the little Mexican, angry
dark
type of.
skin. You heard
Yeah.
it here first, ladies. That's what John likes.
Hey, Latinas hit me up. Wear I Heart Latina shirt.
I love Taco,
Yeah.
my boy. But nah, dude, like, yeah, I didn't believe like her as in that part. Like, I think her in the as like the needy friend, I felt that her in that role. But then when the script like flips and she's like this badass in prison, I'm like, nah.
Yeah, she don't have the face for that
The
at all.
face, the body.
At all. She just seems like the nice person in the show, like the pushover kind of like you could get one up on her type stuff. Like, you know, the because in the show she was, or the movie she was kind of like the loser kind of person, like the nerdy person. And at the end when she just turned into a badass, like it was cool to see it because it's like, okay, finally she grew some balls.
It
But
was cool character development, but the actual like payoff I didn't believe.
yeah, like you're gonna have to convince me that she can kill me.
And another thing on the subject of her being like a pushover and shit. This has nothing to do with that. But did she have a dude on the back burner? Was like the goth kid like her like fucking?
I think that was her sneaky link or something, because whenever
'Cause she was like feeling that dude,
man,
right?
yeah, I thought so too. That's why I was like, well, she has this dude, and this dude's probably a better pick than this dude, but she going for the golf dude, or she has a crush on the golf dude or something. Because when I think that when Jennifer was trying to lower oh boy into the pool, she actually said that they had a thing, that the goth kid and her or whatever had a thing.
Oh yeah, she did. That's how she tricked him.
Yeah,
right?
that's how she tricked him into kissing her, and then so I think that definitely they definitely set that image up to where Jennifer had the strings to pull.
Shit, and how about when her and her man were smashing the first time, and like she's having visions of that dude dying, so
Oh,
she's
that
all
was
making
creepy.
like weird faces. I was thinking more about the dude who was like,
Are
he was
you
like, "Am I too big?"
yeah, that
I died,
yeah, I
dog.
laughed at that one too. I was like, damn, first time reaction for you, like that was like that was uncommon for. He's like, am I hurting you? Like,
He just looked up at the sky and he was like talking to God. Am I too big?
he's like, damn, did I just put the fear of God in her?
Dude, I miss high
He
school.
probably felt like he felt like he was Thanos for a minute. He was like, yeah, I got this glove.
Shit, he almost took the glove off, son.
Almost.
But nah, so I think I've pretty much talked up all I want to talk about this movie. What would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 6?
1 to 6. I say probably a 4.5, because it was good, but like, you know, when you pointed out the kind of, you know, flaws that you seen, I kind of see them now looking back, and I think this movie is actually better than a lot of recent movies, because recent movies, I don't know why I've been watching the recent line, like not like the movies that come out in the movie theaters, but like recent movies that I click on like Netflix or something, like newer ones. I don't know why, but it seems like video production has just gone down, or like script just gone down. Like they're not as interesting. Like I can't sit there and watch a movie nowadays like how I used to. It just feels like they got like the directors got sloppy.
Yeah, like remember that really big one that came out? What was the fucking movie? There was a 3-part series and it had years on them. Something like 1999, 1970,
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
1940 or some shit
Yeah,
like
I know.
that.
I seen them on there on Netflix.
Is it Fear Street?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think that something scary like that is supposed to be just, you know.
I remember I turned that on, bro, and I've never in my life at least recently, just out loud said, I fucking hate this so
Man,
much.
like I feel dumber for watching this movie.
Yeah, because like for me, right, the way I interpret if I like a movie or not is one, a horror movie specifically is the violence. What kind of gore are you showing me? What type of makeup are you showing me? How does the deaths look? Are you doing interesting kills?
Is it realistic?
Is it realistic? And if it's not realistic, is it at least done well? That's what I look for, like top tier. That's how I like determine whether or not I say, okay, this is different.
Nah, because I don't like movies like scary movies. There's some scary movies where they're supposed to be really scary, but when the shit happens, like it's actually kind of funny. Like damn, like that just happened. Like
Mm-hmm.
he really got killed like this. Or uh, I was watching a scary movie with a person one time, and person literally got killed, and just started. We just started bawling, like laughing because it was funny. It wasn't even scary. It was funny.
Well, yeah, because it could be entertaining. That's all another thing. If it's fun, bro, like I saw this movie one time called The Terrifier. You ever seen that?
Yeah, with the clown.
Where he cuts the bitch in half with the
Yeah,
saw, bro.
upside down.
Bro,
That shit.
my
Yeah.
mouth was like touching my chest that whole time, just fucking. I was like, God damn, that's savage.
No, like, I'm talking like funny as in like unrealistic. Like oh, like wow, he really just took that knife and tripped on this stick and stabbed himself.
Mm-hmm.
Like like stupid. So it's funny. Like it's funny that they thought this was a good idea, type stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I get what you're saying. I think I would rate it the same as you, 4.
Yeah,
Didn't like love it, but I liked it.
like Jennifer.
A little above average. I think I think it's a 3, but Megan Fox gives it that like 1 point
Yeah,
push.
definitely. Like if that was anybody else, it'd be a 3.
Mm-hmm. And so I like to end these just talking about something random I decided to look up this week. And I was listening to this like true crime podcast called Sword and Scale. And they talk about just random true crime stories, right? And there was this one that always stuck with me. I heard it like a year ago or something, or a couple years ago. It was about this dude named Matt Hoffman. Now you see, this guy, he broke into somebody's house, killed them, broke into the neighbor's house, killed the dog, killed the mom, killed the son, kidnapped the daughter who was like 13, assaulted her back at his crib and shit. And he got caught right away. They found the girl in the basement. That's like the main plot points, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the weird parts. So this dude, he was really antisocial, like a real awkward dude. Real quiet, didn't talk to a lot of people and shit. But he never did anything like violent. He had this weird obsession with nature. He would like he had a hammock he put out in like the woods, and he would just like sit in the woods and just like stare at the trees and shit, right?
Peaceful.
No, at the woods, at trees, just stare at
Oh.
trees and stuff. And he had a job as like a landscaper, a tree cutter, and the boss says like describing him like the dude was over enthusiastic as shit about his job. Motherfucker was like really like into the stuff. So what this guy did is well, whenever the police, I'll tell it from the police's perspective. They break into his house where the girl is kept, right? Leaves on the floor inside of his house. Piles and piles of fucking leaves, 3 feet tall. They're walking through the house. He's got trash bags covering the walls, piled on top of each other, fucking leaves. They find the girl in the basement. They don't know where the mom's body or the son's body or the neighbor's body. They're asking him, like, hey, where'd you put him? Where'd you put him? And it took months before he finally said what he did with them. And what he did, he cut them up into pieces in the restroom, put them in trash bags, took them out to the woods, climbed a 60-foot tall tree, threw the bags inside of a hollow tree, just stuffed them inside of the fucking tree. And, like, on the police audio, when he's telling them what he did with the bodies, he's like, I'll tell you where they are. Just don't cut down the tree.
What the fuck?
And we have pictures.
What the fuck? I'll tell you everything you know. Just don't hurt my tree.
Don't hurt the tree, baby. Okay. So we're going to go. That's his living room.
It's a lot of leaves. Why does he keep all these leaves? Did he
That's his
say?
restroom. Look at all these fucking.
I would have been convinced the body was in there.
So, and the thing is, nobody knows why.
He didn't have no explanation.
He didn't. He never said. He just really liked the fucking trees. So, like, when I hear that story, right, in my head, I'm like, all right, clearly this dude got possessed by some type of like nature demon.
Yeah.
Like, if he heard like a spirit in the woods, bro, and he like believed that tree was like some type of deity,
Yeah, I feel like he must have believed that that was some kind of like
some power.
yeah, power source. It's like demon power source. So he's like, don't touch the tree because that's probably where he believe that he drew his power from.
Yeah, like if it was some type of god, like he kept the leaves as like trophies almost, or like being close to
Or
like
being close to the tree, or to maybe he thought that he got some kind of extra power from the leaves being
yeah.
in his house, so that's why his house was like that.
Cause think like when you're really Catholic or Christian, you get crosses all over your crib, right?
Or if yeah, you have pictures of, or if you're really religious, pictures of the Pope and you know crosses everywhere,
So this dude, he just brought leaves and shit inside of his crib because they fell off of the tree.
like a religion,
hmm
like, like the religion of the tree.
Shit. And this is the tree they cut down that they put the stuff in.
Oh yeah, they actually cut it down.
Yeah, I guess this is where he stuffed them in. Uh, Nah, man, weird fucking story. Like I don't know why, it just kind of always like interested me just because it was fucking weird.
Yeah, this is definitely an odd one. That's nah. That I've heard something weirder. It's happened over around here. A guy killed a kid and fed it to the pig.
What?
Yeah, you didn't hear about that?
Uh-uh.
It's actually happened not too far away from my house. Over there, they definitely yeah. It was not. I don't think it was that long ago. I think it was less than 10 years ago. He killed it. Their son had like some kind of problem or something with them, like some disorder, and they abused the kid and ended up killing him. And they found the remains of the pig pen. So he killed the kid, chopped him up, and fed him to the pig. Wild.
I don't know. That's weirder. It's more fucked up, but
How could you do that to your own kid? Like
mhm.
it's just
There's a lot of bad people out there, bro.
it's crazy hearing this. I watched a lot of true crime documentaries and series like the FBI files and everything. Like I'm really into that stuff because it's weird watching what people do. It's like what motive did they have to do this? They think this was morally right, or like what was their thought process?
I had to stop listening to him, bro, because like I said, I was listening to that podcast, and they're like hour and a half long episodes in an earpiece, and I listened to like 100 of them. So that's hours of
Yeah.
hundreds of hours, bro, of just hearing it. And some of them had horrible endings.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, say, for example, if that guy had killed his kid, fed him to a pig, and at the end of it, they're like, but then a cop didn't read him his Miranda rights, so he got off, and now he's just free.
Oh yeah, that'd be a problem.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Shit that just makes your heart go, like, there was no justice.
Yeah, he could definitely do it again, and there's nothing that they could do to stop him
hmm
other than wait for him to do it and then catch him again and read him his Miranda rights.
Read him right this time.
Yeah, have him written down and read him from the paper.
Nah, but yeah, that kind of stuff bums me out now. So I try to avoid it. But every now and then, I just like to hear weird stuff. That's pretty much where it comes back to.
Yeah.
That's kind of like you ever hear this? This is an old serial killer. You probably heard the name, but don't know what it is. The Son of Sam.
I've heard of it. I don't know what it is though.
I don't know a ton about it. I've watched a podcast, but I fucking can't remember the details. But all I know is at the end of it, I think this dude just ran around with a handgun and would just randomly like shoot somebody. So he was a serial killer, but that's how he did it. Is he'd be like,
Had no motive behind it or nothing.
I just imagine this like rando white dude just like kind of walking, like seeing somebody jogging and going like, oh fuck, pulling over his car, back in his car, and then he'd dip, right? And he did that like I don't know how many times, a couple, maybe 10 or something. And when he got caught, what he did was he blamed it on his dog. He said his dog was possessed by Satan, and his dog was telling him to do it. Like dead ass.
Like pet, not like his homie dog, like his pet house dog.
No, not his dog, bro. His dog. And he was just like, yeah, fucking Spot made me do it.
Man, how would you feel if you was a cop and that was the motive he gave you was my dog told me.
I tell him you're a dirty fucking liar, bro. But sure.
Let's go with that. But I tell it to the judge.
Yeah, when you're a cop, bro, you gotta coddle motherfuckers, like, because if you do tell them like, oh, that sounds dumb, they shut down. So you gotta go like, oh, really? What else did the dog tell you? You gotta ask questions like that. You gotta keep a good poker face, bro.
Yeah, you gotta stay in character. You can't break character because
You gotta wait till you walk out of the room
to laugh. Yeah, because it's like if he would have told me that, I would have laughed on the spot. I would have just laughed. There's nothing I could do. Was your dog told you for real? You delusional?
But no, man, I think with all that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I appreciate you being here, man. We definitely got to get you set up with like some type of music page. That
Oh
way,
yeah.
we could start promoting some shit for you.
Yeah, for sure. I want to actually start pushing my stuff out there eventually. Like that's been the main goal is push it out there sometime this year.
Where would you start putting music up?
YouTube,
Because I'm a
SoundCloud.
dinosaur, so SoundCloud is still cool, right?
YouTube and SoundCloud is where I would put it up for now, and eventually try to get it to where I can legally put my music on Apple Music and
Yeah, that's
everything.
why I said, bro. Get in with my boy Pedro, man. I'll send you the link to his YouTube.
Oh yeah, definitely. I do. I heard a couple of beats and I'm really messing with them.
Yeah, yeah. But guys, thank you for watching. Been slow chugging. We're trying to get this shit figured out. The live streams might not be happening for a while until I get this shit straightened out. But in the meantime, Instagram, TikTok, that Taco Pod, Playboy Chapo on the Instagram across the table from me.
Yep.
With all that being said, this has been the Death Taco Podcast.